Everyone, Cam Roberts here. I'm joined with my good mate Steve Plummer on our live stream business broadcast. Hey, Steve.
Hey, Cam. How you going? Hi, everyone. Great to see you all again.
Yep, absolutely. Now, today I'm putting you on the hot seat, or you've got something to share with us today, Steve. And the title is Boost the Pulling Power of Every Headline You Write.
Yeah. Putting myself on the hot seat here, Cam. Yeah. So, look, what I want to do, I want to share with you one of the free online tools that I use. I've always thought, wouldn't it be great just to have that crystal ball, just to gaze into the future and see if this headline's going to work? That'd be so good, so powerful, wouldn't it? It'd save me so much time and effort. Well, unfortunately, we don't have that crystal ball today, but we've probably got the next best thing. And I'm going to take you through one of the headline analyzer tools, the online headline analyzer tools I use when I'm crafting headlines, and just explain how I use it and the benefits to you in terms of saving time, targeting your copy to the person that you want to read this, your heavy user. And I want to also start off by saying that nothing is foolproof. You can always find exceptions to every rule every single time. So this is a guide to help you narrow down. It's not a definitive answer. And I've even at times, Cam, and I'll show you as I take you through, I've even looked at the results and my gut's just gone, I actually don't like that. I want to try a different one. Yeah. And sometimes it's worked and sometimes it hasn't, So if you're looking for absolutes and definitive answers, this is dealing with humans and this is marketing. So you're not going to find it here today, but this is a really cool tool that will save you time and help you narrow your headline down. So if that's of interest to you, stay glued to your screen and have pen and paper handy.
And I should probably ask Steve, or point out for those that aren't confident with their copywriting, or they don't do a lot of copywriting or do a lot of writing. How important is a headline? What does a headline do, and what's its job? Before we get into it.
Yeah, really good question, Cameron. Do you remember the Jerry Maguire movie? When you remember Jerry Maguire? Show Me the Money, that movie, right? Well, about halfway through, after Renee Zellweger and Tom Cruise bust up, right? Renee Zellweger and her sister and the women are sitting around having a bitch session about how horrible men are, and in walks Tom Cruise, and the room stops and looks at him, and then him and Renee Zellweger, I think they go off to the kitchen or something, and Tom Cruise starts to say something, and she said, "You had me at hello," right? And it was that, what a beautiful moment, it was a beautiful romantic movie moment kind of thing. And it's that important, Cam. You've got to get them at hello, right? If you don't get them at hello, if they don't feel that they're in the right place based on those 5, 7, 10, 4 words, whatever is in your headline, it's over. Right? So in many respects, they won't see your offer. They won't see how good you are. They won't see all the proof you provide. You've got to get them at hello. And if it doesn't work there, you've got a really tiny, really small chance of converting them. So a lot of time and energy and effort goes into that correct headline. And can you remember that project we worked on for that property developer down in Victoria? The copy was really good underneath it, but you remember the toing and froing you and I did on that headline, that hero section, the headline, the subhead, and the image and so forth. That was, I reckon, 60 to 70% of the time we spent on that one particular page. Right? It's vital.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. All right, great. So let's get into it. So where do we go and what's next?
All right. So I use 3 or 4 of these, depending on my mood, depending on what I want to achieve. So I want to show, if you want, can you bring it up, Cam? There we go. The headline analyzer tool. And let me just get my mouse sorted here. I really like this one. It's from the Advanced Marketing Institute because it talks about the emotional value of a headline, and all you do, we'll put that URL, if you can't already see it on the screen, we'll put that in the chat. But I've got 6 headlines here. I just want to take you through and show you exactly how it works. So the first headline is the one I used. You can see it on the ticker already down the bottom. It's boost the pulling power of every headline you write. So all you do is you type in your headline into the box, you hit submit for analysis, wait for a couple of seconds, and you get an EMV score. And you can see here it's 44%. You might be thinking, oh, gee, that's really, really bad. But let's have a look at the analysis. So, Cam, you can read that okay?
Yes, we can see that, Steve.
Okay, so this part here is just, this is the same in every single headline. So it says the score indicates that your headline has a total of 44.44% emotional marketing value words, so EMVs. To put that in perspective, the English language contains approximately 20%. For comparison, most professional copywriters' headlines will typically have 30 to 40% EMV words in their headline. So for me, that one is a kind of a ticker box one, right? So that's the first thing. I'm looking for a headline that has emotional value words, in that 30 to 40% or higher if possible. You don't really want it down in the 20 or lower percentage. And again, just rough parameters to work within. The second thing I like about this, Cam, is it tells you on this side here the part of the human psyche or the human emotions that the headline appeals to. And this one says intellectual and spiritual. So if I was writing to a technical audience, I probably wouldn't be using this headline. I'd try something else. So it gives you quite a good guide. It says, things like words with a spiritual impact are best used with people and businesses desiring to make an appeal to some aspect of spirituality. It mentions women and children respond strongly to, the spiritual sphere and so forth. So, again, it's a good guide, a good indicator that this one is quite strong. So let's have a look at another one. So that was the boost the pulling power of every headline you write. And that was the one that I went with for this. Let's go to another one. And again, it's the same thing on headlines. If I'm writing to attract people to this particular training, let's try this one here, how to write great headlines. Now, Cam, I'm going to put you on the spot. Compared to the first one, what do you reckon that would be as a percentage wise? If that first one was 44.44%.
Probably under 20%, I'm going to guess.
Okay. You'll find that you're actually quite accurate there, Cam. Which there we go. It's actually exactly 20%.
There you go. That was a good guess.
And yeah, as we said, that you're wanting that sweet spot of 30 to 40%.
Yeah.
It says down here, overall it's 20%. Your headline also has a predominant emotion classification. So that one is more of a spiritual appeal. So unless there's something really great about that headline, if it's a low score like that, I generally ditch it pretty quick.
Right.
Or at least I will add something to it and retest it.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at a couple of others just so you get the hang of it. This one here. And what do you reckon, Cam? Is that going to be higher than the 20% from the previous one?
So we've got getting attention secrets revealed, how to write a cracker of a headline in 9 seconds. I think that's going to be probably maybe like 55%.
Okay, 55. Excellent. Let's have a look.
Oh, I was wrong.
21%. Okay, that's really interesting. Yeah,
that is surprising.
Totally. Yeah, that to me that was much stronger than that previous headline, right?
Yeah,
much stronger. More. Yeah, which is interesting. Now that doesn't mean I'm necessarily chucking that one out. Yeah, but I'm probably getting close to chucking it out, right? And this appeals mostly to the intellectual type people. And again, if the target market has got mostly intellectually, oriented people, you would actually have a good look at this one. As opposed to, and so it says down here, aimed at people in these fields, education, law, medicine, research, politics, etc. So again, it gives you some guidelines. If I'm writing for this crowd here, I'm probably not throwing this one out so much at the moment. Let's have a look at a couple more, Cam, just so we do get the hang of it. Let's go to this one. All right, what about this one? The power headline 5-second test to boost response.
I'll say 30%.
Okay, let's have a look. All right, 44.
There you go. That's a high one.
What's interesting, Cam, is and this is fascinating. Your your gut feeling, it kind of aligns, but again, not all the time because not everything's linear. It aligns with, the emotional value of the headline, analyzer here. So I'd be really encourage people to go with that gut feeling as well. But this is a really good check. This is very spiritual, this headline, or the spiritual type of things. Maybe that word power is what gives it that that spiritual
power boost.
Yeah,
those type of words.
Yeah. And so, again, if I'm writing for that that more spiritual type crowd, I'm really looking closely at this headline. At least of the 5, 10, 20, 50, 100 I write, I'm keeping this one in my short list.
Yeah.
Let's have a crack at another one or two. Okay, this one is stress saving tool for marketers, headline secrets revealed. What do you reckon, Cam? Where would that go?
I'm going to say this one's also a 40% one.
Okay, let's have a look.
Stress saving sounds good. Oh, look at that.
Yeah. So that's right up there, right? So again, that gives me some confidence, not 100% proof, but some confidence that that's not a bad headline. And interesting how you respond to that too. That kind of caught your eye a bit more. And again, this is an intellectual type one. It arouses curiosity when offering products and services that require reasoning or careful evaluation. And again, this is just a headline for our training. It's not for a product per se, but again, for the sake of the exercise, you get the idea. And let's do one more, Cam, just to see how it goes. What do you reckon with this one, Cam? Secret revealed. Free online tool that boosts the pulling power of your headlines.
I don't know. I think this one's also going to be high because the first one you had also had boost the pulling power in it. So I'm going to say it's over 40% again.
Yeah. And interestingly too, Cam, notice in terms of writing headlines, notice how I will do one, but then I'll twist it some way or add something to it or take something away. And that's part of the art of writing headlines, right? Is being able to say the same thing in a different way that might just have a slightly different twist for it.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. It's a 38% emotional value. Word. So 38.46%. And again, it's an intellectual type headline. So what I'm fascinated, Cam, is your, and this is probably not surprising to me, though, given your experience as a marketer and your skill level, but your gut feeling really did align with these. And if that's the case, there's a good chance your market will align with them. But the key thing here is the strength of it and what part of the audience that it actually appeals to. They're the two key things for me.
Yeah. And that was really good how you said, you gave us 4 different variants of those headlines. It was basically saying the same thing each time.
Yeah.
Right. Yep. You're talking about headlines and how to boost headlines, but you said it in 4 or 5 different ways. And it was interesting to watch that analyzing tool come up with those different scenarios and different outcomes.
Very much so, yeah. And again, it's often those little subtleties and those little twists that make the difference. And so if response is flatlining at all, come to the tool, put in a few different twists and see if that actually gives you some different results that then you can then go and test.
Yeah. And Steve, for those that are watching this live or watching later, would you put your pre-headers and your sub-headers in here as well?
Yeah, I do. This one here, if you notice, it says you only 20 words maximum. So what I might do is I might put my pre-head in there, depending on the number of words, pre-head, headline, and then I might come back and do it again just for the subhead, because often the subhead's a bit longer. So I play around with that just to see where it all fits. And often you'll find if your headline's really good, and you get a really poor score on the subhead, you might go and tweak the subhead. It's a really good checker and a really good way of just going, well, hang on, I do have to put a bit more effort into it.
Yeah, that's really cool. Excellent.
Yeah. All right,
Steve. Well, thank you very much
for sharing that. Yeah.
That demonstration and that tool. And we've put the notes, we've put the link to that tool in the comments as well. So those that are watching a little bit later, make sure you grab that link, test it out. And Steve, if folks have got any more questions or they want some help with their copywriting, where can they go next? How can they get in contact with you?
Yeah, sure, Cam. Just go to my website, www.symmetrymarketing, SYMMETRY marketing, one word, .com.au, and you can contact me for a free 30-minute marketing calibration call where we will discuss whatever it is that I guess is a block or a bit of a question mark for you in your business and the marketing of your business. So that's symmetrymarketing.com.au.
Excellent. All right. Well, thanks very much, Steve. Thanks, everyone.
Right. Thanks, Cam. Thanks, everyone. Great to see you again. We'll see you next week.